Good day, my name is Jack, aka Goldmaster. In today's video, I'll be talking about the StudioDesk Orbit. I'll also be talking about the delivery, unboxing and assembly. I will also have timestamps below so you can jump to any relevant points in the video. My goal is to get to 100 subscribers by the end of this year, so it's entirely up to you. You can subscribe so you don't miss any new content. So after selling my old desk, as it was small, it was bit cramped and I couldn't really fit any of my keyboard or drum machine on, I had to make sure that the width of the new desk I was going to get would actually fit in the space. And unfortunately, some desks would only ship to the USA and Canada, which was unfortunately not really much of an option for me. However, after some research on YouTube and a bit of online, that's when I came across StudioDesk. Fortunately, the representatives were quite helpful in my emails, and they did ship to the UK. And of course, this was actually the space I had left. Well, here's the remains of all the desk. Just need to clear out, really. Just the amount of stuff that there is unbelievable. But oh well, it will get sorted. It will get sorted. After saving up from doing warehouse work, I ordered the desk along with the keyboard tray and the 3 racks, as well as a cable tray behind me, which unfortunately hasn't actually arrived yet. I finally received a very large pallet. That will be fine, thank you. Got any more to do then, or?
Loads.
Loads.
Very busy.
Yeah, with all Christmas all coming up.
Yeah.
So, well. That's everything. Yeah, that's everything. Of course, it only dawned on me not so long later. The thing is, it's your responsibility for disposing of the crate. And then it actually gave me a bit of a brainstorm idea. I've just geniusly realised what I can use the wooden crate for. Turn it into a flower bed. I mean, it's pretty big. Before I could start assembly, I needed to actually prep the area first. The amount of dust that's just accumulated over here. Bloody crazy. That's where it's all going to go into. Go into this gap here. And into here. I'm hoping my measurements are correct. It will come up to just about to here. Probably to here maybe. An old desk would just come fill up this entire area. Be out by me to sort of come out to about here roughly. So let's get going and get all the bits in. Of course, assembly was an easy thing. And of course, this is a 2-person assembly and you can't do this on your own. Fortunately, my dad was able to give a hand, but most of the parts were heavy. This desk is designed to last, and of course for just over £2,000, I am very pleased with it overall. The documentation, however, could have been a bit more improved with better and more accurate info. But fortunately, there is a video online that shows assembly of the desk. So this is day 3, and after trying to sort out other things, I finally got the 2 racks in. That did take quite a while, just because trying to line them up with the two hole with one of the two holes underneath. But I mean, thankfully there's going to be a slight gap just here, but it's a small price to pay. But that's how close we're up against. So close, like it's literally like you're talking millimeters. It just comes to the end of the door. So yeah, still a bit more to do, and then hopefully you can start bringing stuff in that's in the hall into underneath, and so got everything all keyboard and drum machine are in place, and that's pretty much the first two things on the well, I was about to say on the table, but oh well. Would be nice to have got, say, 8 extra screws, so I managed to just screw those in there just by, how did I get those in there without removing the thing? I think I just sort of just managed to, just by millimeters and with just a slimmer Allen key, managed to fit them in. Oh, there. So I may request 8 additional of these, or if I can't find any more. And yeah, I just need to get everything all wired up and checks, and should be about good to go. However, there was a worry about a metal bar that runs underneath the desk. From my correspondence, I was told the metal bar should not have been removed. However, in the manual, it did say the metal bar can be removed, which is brilliant considering in my room, storage is an absolute premium. However, the lighting kit that came with the set could have been significantly improved. Well, I spent just over £2,000. I expected the LED light to at least be up to that kind of value. Quite a few, about an hour or so. Finally got all the lights to work. So, includes lights down in all the grills, the grill sides. And this looks like a load of tech support gore, but unfortunately the wires here were not quite exposed. The ends were not quite exposed enough to be able to then put straight into the box. So a bit of help from my dad managed to solder some better wire onto the end, and then the wire is now exposed. But unfortunately, if you touch, I think it's the black wire, if you touch that, it would be a bit of a dodgy connector. So just put a bit of extra black wire on, and took a few tries, but works. So we're near to the end of the video, and overall this is a desk that I would certainly recommend to anyone who wants a desk for music production and DJing, or if storage is at an absolute premium. I'd certainly say that, you know, when you're spending £2,000 on a desk, it's a one-way trip. You'd have to certainly measure the space it's going in, make sure you can build in it, and also be aware that at the time of this video, there is actually a 25% restocking fee if you decide to reject the whole pallet, which could end up being quite a bit. Unfortunately, the cable tray that goes along the back hadn't arrived in time for doing the video. I am still in touch with StudioDesk to ask about it. By the looks of it from the tracking, for some reason it's got sent back. However, I believe that's because of how many parcels were being sent at Christmas time. So it's something that should get sorted out pretty easily. And I hope you've enjoyed this whole video. And if you want to subscribe, then go for it. Subscribe. As I said at the start, I want to try and get 100 subscribers by the end of this year. And I'll be back after a little nap.